Good day to you. My name is Germana Ravanelli. I am coming to you from Nanaimo, BC. I am a clinical hypnotherapist, a mind-body healer, personal trainer, and a published author. I wrote this book called The Road to Transformation, Healing Generational Trauma. And if you're interested in learning about how to break the patterns that are basically hypnotic trances that get passed on, that's one of the things that happens with our family and our programming. We actually take on our parents' emotional beliefs and behaviors and actions. And that book is basically a memoir of how I recovered from some pretty horrific situations that I couldn't get away from as a child. So I'm going to talk today about discipline. I heard this fabulous definition of what is discipline, what is an accurate description or definition of discipline. And I love this. And I think this is really great. If you use this for yourself, it will change how you show up, why you do what you do. It will also make you feel better because you're creating dopamine hits all the time. So your ability to prioritize the needs of your future self by doing things that your future self would enjoy or appreciate. So that's kind of like becoming a butler to your future self. You look at things, what would my future self like tomorrow? What would my future self like in 3 months? What would my future self like in 6 months? In a year? And all of a sudden, the ability to discern, do I like this piece of clothing anymore? No, my future self would not like that. The selection process just becomes like that. It is in doing those little things that allow your future self to succeed and you feel valued and important. It's showing up for yourself, telling yourself, showing yourself that you matter. That is, you do those things such as put your clothes out for the next morning or invest in a health program or create your tea or your coffee for the next morning. You're investing in a happier, healthier version of yourself going forward. And the good news is every time you do it for your future self, you're creating a dopamine hit because you're actually investing in a future that you want to show up in and you're getting your needs met. And then as you become the future self and you're like, oh, the coffee was prepared for me, or, oh, my clothes were left out for me. There's a sense of feeling cared for, wanted, and valued that is something you can't actually buy. Many of us in the world that we live in, we have so much abandonment and disassociation from each other because we're all on these digital platforms. They basically have taken over a lot of our relationships. And it hurts us. And so then how do you get your need for love and connection met? And this is a beautiful way to do it. One example that I really liked, this fellow shared, he goes, I take $100 bill in the spring and I put it in my winter jacket and I leave it in there and I forget about it. And in the winter, I'll put on my winter jacket and all of a sudden there's $100. And I thought that's actually really cool. Not that everyone would put $100, it might be 20, but it's the point. You're like putting little future pieces of data out there or joy that later you're like, oh, wow, this is so great. And you're going to feel great when you do that. So that's one lovely way to do it. And another thing is you think about it, if you look in your bathroom or your bedroom and you go, what would my future self really like? And you do one or two things. My experience is it actually makes it fun because then the mind doesn't get into this draggy, oh, what do I got to do today? It's like all of a sudden you're like, oh, my future self likes things to be organized. My future self likes the garbage to be taken out. My future self likes a clean desk. My future self likes good food. So then maybe I'll make some food for leftovers for tomorrow's meals. And I really just thought that was such a lovely definition of discipline. It's not a punitive thing. It's a thing that allows you to create habits that allow you to succeed. It's not goals, it's habits that creates our life. And this is just a really lovely definition of discipline. And the people that are disciplined actually succeed significantly. So I'm going to talk one more time about my book. It's called Journey of Transformation, Healing Generational Trauma. And it's a pretty tough read, and yet it sort of demonstrates the value of being willing to heal and willing to get your needs met and willing to go, why do I have this feeling? A lot of people don't understand. They just think they have a feeling, they start flipping out or acting out or shutting down. And a feeling is a message from our subconscious mind. And I, at some point, wanted to go, how did I get here? And then I started to track it. And then I learned that, I was carrying a lot of trauma and I needed to heal it. So the book is called The Road to Transformation, Healing Generational Trauma. It is on Amazon. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And I hope that this gave you some nuggets on bringing discipline into your own life where you're actually feeling good while you're doing it. You're getting to understand what really makes you light up like a Christmas tree. Remember, this is about a dopamine hit. It's about creating joy. And it's not about spending a bunch of money. It's about feeling good by having a relationship with yourself, which is critical, that feels good. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day.